Hey everybody, welcome to Nerd Overload, the pop and geek culture show that is now back to 3 cast members.
Yes, we are. We're back almost to full strength.
I mean, not the full house, but
close.
As close as you're gonna get. I'm Cody.
I'm Sam.
And I guess I'm the ace in the 3 of a kind.
Josh is back.
Hey.
He's back from his month-long excursion.
We need sitcom cheering.
I will put that, you know what, I'll lay it in. Woo! Woo! Welcome back to the show, Josh. Before we get into our check 'em outs for the week, we do have a segment. And for the final segment, you've been on excursion for the last month.
I mean,
correct?
It doesn't have to be the final. We could keep
going. We could keep going. That's true. But and we have been getting your letters that you've been sending us about where you've been this past month. You've been doing a lot of traveling. You've been to...
You're like the guy from Fraggle Rock.
You've been traveling Matt.
Yeah.
You've been to where? You've been to Arrakis. You've been to...
It's very sandy.
You've been to...
Tamriel.
Tamriel. And what was the one that I picked? I can't remember.
It was the Zelda Majora's Mask.
Termina.
Termina.
You've been to Termina as well. So we're going to get into where in the world is Josh Harrison?
Where in the world is
Josh Harrison?
And that's his blind reaction to the theme sequence.
Someone hasn't been listening to the show for the past month.
No, I have not. But to be fair, I really didn't listen
before. No, that's fair. That's fair.
I mean, why would I listen? I'm on.
Yeah. Good point. Good point. So, Josh, last leg of your most recent trip. Where have you been, my friend?
Do you want me to tell you, or do you want me to get you guys to guess?
Give us clues. We're going to guess. We're going to see.
Hot.
Okay.
Balmy.
It's not Arrakis again, is it?
No.
Okay.
This one's
right.
wet.
Hot, wet.
American summer.
Hot, balmy, and wet.
Lots of foliage.
You were on Pandora.
No.
Oh.
Okay. I mean, until you said foliage, I was going to say you were on Camino getting cloned by the Star Wars cloners.
That's a Camino saber dart. Obi-Wan's 50s diner cook buddy.
Thanks, Dexter Jexter.
My close personal friend that's been here the whole time.
All right. Do you have any more clues?
Lots of animals and
Okay.
running for my life.
Fern Gully.
It's funny you say that, but it's not the answer. But it is funny you say that.
You were trapped in Jumanji.
I was trapped in
Trapped in
Jumanji.
Jumanji.
I got it.
All right. Good job. Good job.
That was my first win.
That
on
was,
the show,
yes.
on this segment.
Yes, yeah. I think we each have one, I think.
Yeah.
We each have one. And that was, where in the world is Josh Harrison?
where in the world is
Josh Harrison.
I think the whole deadpan you saying my name is what really gets me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No. If there's one thing I know, it's comedic timing. All right. So anyway, we have a great show for you this week. A bunch of things we're going to be talking about, including some DC movies stuff and some other...
We were so excited to get to that segment. We didn't even do
We
the
didn't
right
even do the
intro.
regular intro, but that's okay. First off, what we're going to do is talk about the things we have been checking out.
Check it out!
You're never one to leave them in anticipation.
I was hoping you would just leave the pause for the next half hour. We just do an empty show for a half hour, the best radio of all time, and at the very end you just go, patient, time for a break. Yeah. All right.
That'll be a good April bit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, Josh, I feel like you're going to have the most stuff to talk about.
Yeah, because I have done a lot of stuff.
Yeah, so why don't you give us one or two, and then we'll bounce around. But we're going to start with you, dude.
All right. Well, let me try to think of some of my big ones. I completely and 100%ed trophies and all the indie game, fishing game Dredge.
Hey, Dredge rules.
All right. That's
Dredge
a good
is
game.
very good.
Yeah.
Yep. I 100%ed the main game and the Pale Reach expansion because the Iron Rig isn't out yet.
Have I talked about Dredge?
I don't think we've talked too much about Dredge.
Dredge is a fishing game where you're on a boat, like a fishing boat, like trolling around the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also full of Lovecraftian horrors and shady characters and cults and all kinds of things. It is an interesting game. It has a very unique art style.
Yeah, it's Sega Bass Fishing by way of H.P. Lovecraft.
Dark fishing.
Yeah.
Yep, you're going around. If you sail at night, your panic meter goes up and you start to see things, and all the things that go bump in the night start to follow you and come after you. I have died a few times in that game to horrible things. Some things you can't get away from.
The Duck Call of Cthulhu. Sorry, that was a real stretch, but I'm trying. It was either that or the Amityville. I was trying to find a fish thing that was like the Amityville herring.
The Amity Isle horror.
Yeah, there we go. These are all A+.
we're banging on all cylinders today.
Oh yeah.
But no, it's a decent game. It's fun. The loop is you go catch fish, you sell fish, you upgrade your boat, buy better equipment for your boat.
And the way they've layered the mechanics on top of each other is very good game design. Upgrading your boat is like you put pieces on a grid. Mm-hmm. Like that's the size of your boat.
The whole your whole thing is like you have this grid on in your storage or your cargo or whatever. And equipment takes up some spaces, and then everything else you find, either fish or debris. You're dredging
like the Resident Evil 4 inventory.
I was just going to say it's like the briefcase.
Yeah.
Where you have to, part of it is Tetrising it around to try to fit as much as possible.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
Well, there's speaking of, and I'll let you get back to it, there's an indie game that is the entire game. It's like
Backpacker or something
or other, and the whole thing is puzzles trying to fit everything in.
Okay. Yeah. I was like, are we talking like are we talking like boxing up? Are we talking about moving out? Like, what are we talking about? Yeah, and it's decent. The story's pretty good. It's not, terribly deep. And if you talk to enough NPCs, you can kind of grab the twist pretty early, depending on who you find.
It's boilerplate Lovecraft kind of stuff.
Yeah. And like I said, it's fun. There's all kinds of weird little things that aren't even bad. They're just kind of there.
Now, remind me, is it Dredge or Dave the Diver that had the Godzilla DLC crossover?
Dave the Diver.
Okay.
Dave the Diver also has a Dredge DLC crossover.
That's why my brain is conflating the two.
Yeah, because I just started the Dredge stuff in Dave the Diver because I completed all the Godzilla stuff.
Ah, gotcha.
And the traveling merchant from Dredge shows up in Dave the Diver.
Gotcha.
And you go diving underwater and catching all the aberration or all the Lovecraftian horror mutant fish that pop up in Dredge.
Okay.
Because not all the fish are like that. It's only certain ones.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm sure it starts with regular fish.
Yeah.
And
they get weirder as you go.
You find all kinds of... There's one fish in Dredge that literally has like a black hole in the middle of its body.
Nice.
Like it's called like a warped herring or something like that.
Okay, I like
something
it.
wild.
I like
It's
it.
like the void salmon from
Stardew, yeah. Which 100%.
Nice.
I have reached
perfection.
100% perfection. I saw credits.
You went up onto that
little extra thing.
Yeah.
Yes. I have 100% completion, so I'm ready to start my next game.
To quote Neon Genesis Evangelion, congratulations.
Yes.
I saw a video where if you you could cheese your way through onto that cliff without getting 100%, Mr. Key from the desert is there and he kills you.
Well, he doesn't kill you. He just knocks you out and you lose a couple days. So I actually know about this because when I first started the save file...
You tried it?
It was the first thing I did. So what you do is the level below the summit that's blocked off for the 90% of the game, when you swing your sword or your scythe or whatever,
it pushes you
forward 1 pixel. And if you do that towards a cliff at the bottom, you will then loop around to the top and you can work your way around and get to the exit for the summit.
Man, this
and
is
it's
like
all glitched out. It looks like level 256 of Pac-Man. So like assets are just like floating through the sky and everything's odd colored.
Man, that's like some like Mario 64 speedrunning stuff. Where,
Well,
where you're like jumping up the stairs backwards.
So they added that cutscene specifically in the most recent update because that was the speedrunning strat to see credits in the game. You blast through the first day, you get to the second day where they give you all your tools. You go up there and like the personal record for the previous version of the game was like less than 3 minutes. And now you actually have to play the game to get the
now
world record.
That's just the Mr. Key attack percent.
Yeah. But yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
that's not what I checked out. But
okay.
But just adding that in. What I checked out, actually, I'll do very quickly because I think we've talked about it on the show, but it's been long enough, and so what? I'll talk about it again. I repeat myself all the time anyway. I started a single-player run of Dokapon Kingdom for the Switch. I'm pretty sure I've talked about this before. We've talked about Dokapon Kingdom. So for folks who don't remember, it is a video board game that presents itself like a fun, light, little Mario Party-esque thing with RPG elements.
Yeah, it's Dragon Quest Mario Party, more or less.
Yeah, more or less. But it is so incredibly ruthless. The AI is so ruthless. The ability to steal items from other players and basically screw over other players in your attempt to get the most money and save the most towns. It is so frustrating. When it first was released, it was on the Wii, right?
Yeah.
Wii and PS2 maybe? Or
Although
PS3?
I think there was a Super Nintendo version way back in the day.
Oh, there might have been, yeah. Well, that one wasn't the crazy one.
It's kind of a longish running franchise, I guess.
Well, the most recent, if you go back before this port to the Switch, it was a 3DS game. But it was only in Japan, I think. Something like that.
I think so.
Yeah. But it was a friendship ender, I from what I hear, back on the Wii days, because it was so cutthroat and ruthless.
Yeah, we played a lot of it in college in Kent in the old dorm room.
Yeah, and oh man, so getting back into it, I have 2 of the lowest level NPCs and 1 of the highest level. I don't think the levels of difficulty mean anything because they are all extremely cutthroat and they all make me super mad.
What? Sam get mad at video games?
I know, right? I know. Well, I haven't gotten mad at a video game in a long time, so I felt like I was due. But yeah, I recommend.
Just play Splatoon.
Yeah, right. No, that's another one. That's another one. But no, play if you want an interesting time, play some Dokapon Kingdom and play story mode and not just like single
like just
map
play.
Just one map mode. Because as the story progresses, you gain other job classes and more weapons, and things get worse and worse. Oh my gosh!
I should probably just buy it on the Switch.
It's cheap. It's like, I think it was like $20.
That's not bad at all.
Maybe yeah. And the port is really good. The only thing that I don't like about the port, and it's a very minor thing. So when you beat another player in a fight, because you're mostly going around fighting monsters. But sometimes if you land on the same space as another player, you can fight against them. And sometimes when you win, you can either take their money, take their items, or prank them by drawing on their face or give them another name.
Yeah, you can change the name they are called in the game.
In the original version, you could make up whatever name you want. In this version, they are a bunch of pre-programmed names, so you can't, because Nintendo, you can't
give somebody a vulgar name
because the old Wii one had no
filter.
No
you
filter.
Could put whatever you wanted in there.
Whatever you want in there.
Man, I remember. That just reminds me of our Jackbox days.
Oh yeah, yes. Oh man. That T-shirt game where
everything is this.
We should just do some Jackbox streams.
We should.
That
That would be fun. Yeah, we should do that. But that's what I've been doing. That's what I've been doing.
Next time we don't have enough news to do a show, we'll
just do a Jackbox stream. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, bouncing it back to you guys.
I do like the serial killer trivia one.
Yeah, that is a good one.
That's like one of my favorites.
Yeah.
See, I watched a couple movies. I watched Furiosa, a Mad Max saga the other day.
Yeah.
It was really good.
That one's the prequel to Fury Road, right?
Yeah, and it basically gives you Furiosa's whole life up until the start of Fury Road, which is pretty cool. After like initially coming out of it, I was just like, that was pretty good. But it was one of those where I've like marinated on it, and I like it more after I've thought about it more.
That's how I felt about Fury Road, actually. Is that I came out of it going, it's fine, and now it's yeah.
Like Chris Hemsworth's character is so good and funny. Well, while still being like nuanced enough to be an actual character, like he's not just like a.
He's not just Taika Waititi's Thor.
Yeah, exactly. Because there's the kind of a danger of that happening to Mad Max, but I think he's got enough nuance that he's more than just a joke character.
See, that's good. Yeah, I love that Hollywood discovered that Chris Hemsworth is funny.
Yeah, because he's very
because
funny.
He's a funny guy. Yeah,
and he does this accent for his character that apparently is based on like his grandpa or something.
Oh,
he
nice.
does this weird Australian accent that like is super funny to me for some reason. On top
is it like Bushworld Rick and Morty?
I think pretty much.
Kind of like that. Like I guess it would be like maybe like the equivalent of like I don't know like a Southern accent for the United States.
That's probably what it is.
Partial Aboriginal kind
of.
Yeah.
Anya Taylor-Joy is good. She's as much as you don't have to do a whole lot of emoting. She doesn't have hardly any lines.
The only thing about it that, and I haven't seen the movie, and I'm sure Anya Taylor-Joy is a great actress. She's a really, really good actress. I am not sure why they couldn't have just gotten Charlize Theron back in to play. She still looks pretty good for her age. She could have played a slightly younger version of herself. It takes me out of it just a tiny, tiny bit. And I don't want to seem like I am
poo-pooing on the party.
Yeah.
Poo-pooing on the party, and more importantly, objectifying people, because that's not my jam. However, Anya Taylor-Joy has a very unique look, and it takes me out of it just a tiny bit, trying to go, okay, so this character turns into this character.
How did her eyes move closer?
How did her eyes grow closer to her inside her face?
That's kind of how I felt about in Terminator Genesis when they have the younger Sarah Connor.
Yeah, and she doesn't look anything
she looks
like...
nothing like what Linda Hamilton looked like in the original 84 Terminator.
Like, I'm not saying that you can't have other actors play younger versions of characters. That's not what I'm saying. However, in this particular case, it kind of
when it's not that big of a disconnect.
It takes me a little bit out of it, because I've also seen scenes with very young Furiosa, and she doesn't really have the unique facial structure of
Anya
Taylor-Joy. So
there's a long period of the movie where she's disguised herself as a boy, and I'm like, I don't know about that, Anya Taylor-Joy. You've got some pretty feminine features there.
Yeah. But she's a fantastic actress.
Yeah.
And I'm sure she did a great job in the role for what the role requires of her. It's just that one little tiny nitpick. And it's tiny, but
I think the action wasn't quite as good as Fury Road. Like you didn't have the just
over the top,
the mind-blowing guys on stilts going over. There was like some hang glider stuff and like a fan-based
whatever.
That almost sounds more like
Road
Warrior.
Because you had the gyrocopter guy.
Yeah.
But there's so much more like world building in this one. Like if you wanted to know more about the wasteland and the places people live in it, and like the bullet farm and Gas Town and all, there's so much more of that, and it's very cool.
It's just kind of wild to me, like to think about like how the original Mad Max was versus like just the huge disconnect from like Mad Max to like the Road Warrior.
Yeah.
How everything is just basic.
Falling apart.
It's
Yeah.
gotten worse.
I think
like it's already bad in Mad Max, and it's
Yeah.
even worse in Road Warrior and such.
yeah, like the oceans hadn't receded yet
Right.
in Mad Max, and like also I think time is very nebulous
It's
in this
Mad Max.
franchise. I don't think Max has always been the same.
I don't think
Max.
it's the same Max. I think the Fury Road Max is a different Max for sure.
Yeah,
Kind of like a maybe like a 007 kind of thing.
There was there are a couple fan theories about this. One, the Mad Max and Fury Road is the little kid from Road Warrior.
Road Warrior. Yeah,
the one that narrates the end of the movie
Yeah.
as an old man.
Yeah. And the other theory is, and I wish I could remember more of the details, but if you take out Beyond Thunderdome, because that movie kind of sucks.
that's the only one I haven't seen at this point.
Yeah, you don't need to. It's fine. I mean, Shaka Khan's in it, and she's pretty cool, but but she doesn't do a good job. If you look at the main bad guys of Mad Max, Road Warrior, and Fury Road,
Toe Cutter, Lord Humongous, Immortan Joe.
yes, they are in very broad strokes 3 of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, because one movie deals with like war, and one movie deals very broadly with like famine or whatever, and one movie deals very broadly with pestilence or whatever, in the broadest strokes, so you can kind of guess where the 4th Mad Max movie's villain is going to kind of come at.
Toe Cutter was just kind of a random like just crime boss warlord
Road
guy.
maniac.
Well,
Yeah.
war. In the broad, I'm talking.
They're
very.
all
No, they're all that. But I mean,
all
like,
kind of war.
I'm talking really.
A literal war happens in Furiosa.
Okay,
The 40 Days Wasteland War is part of it.
But no, that's just like a fan theory, and like I said, it's a stretch, but
Also-
I kind of dig it.
also the fact that the guy who played Toe Cutter also played Immortal Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's within the kind of themes of the Mad Max. He becomes a legend. Mm-hmm. It's very reasonable that somebody could take up his name, like
Like a Dread Pirate Roberts.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mad Max is the Wasteland legend.
As a man, I'm corruptible. As a symbol, I want gasoline.
Also, last thing about the Mad Max series, Ed, you can get the Power Rangers light switch ready. One of the random bad guy mooks in Road Warrior went on to play the main head villain in Power Rangers Time Force. He was Rancic, and there was an episode where a villain had movie powers that he like trapped all of the Rangers in various movie settings, and he wears the costume that he saved from Road Warrior in the Badlands section of that episode.
Nice.
Yes.
I think the original Mad Max is my favorite one of the bunch.
It's the most different.
And it has
Yeah.
the tightest story.
It is,
It's
yes.
saying the most, you know.
That's what I always talk about when I talk about the original Mad Max movie. It's like the world is completely different. The world in the original Mad Max still has some semblance of like a government.
Yeah, it's just starting to break down.
Yeah.
Like there's a lawyer in the beginning of the movie when Max arrests some Yahoo that starts the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
They kind of soften Immortan Joe a little bit in this.
Oh, really?
You kind of see his
Humanity.
kind of
Or his downfall, kind of.
no, because he's still in charge at the start of.
But I
Fury
mean,
Road.
like his.
You can see his reasoning, and he's actually nicer to Furiosa than
Fury Road.
than her previous captor, Chris Hemsworth character
yeah.
Dementis.
His name. Mad Max characters always have the dumbest names.
Oh, it's great though.
Dementis.
Another cool thing, I've been playing the Mad Max video game from like, I don't know,
Forever ago.
8 years ago at this point, and it matches up with this movie. Like the lore matches up. It's a running, like...
Oh, that's awesome.
It makes sense.
I liked that game, but I haven't touched it in forever.
You can get it for like $5, and it is 100% worth it.
I got
think
it.
It's great.
I got it for free through PlayStation Plus a long ass time ago.
It's a fantastic game, and like I said, if you play the game and then watch the movie, you'll recognize like
Some
locations and some things.
Yeah.
Did it have like the big ship in the middle of the desert?
Yeah.
Oh,
Or wait, I don't remember if it was in the movie or not,
okay.
but Chum Bucket is in it.
The guy that was in the boat?
The guy that rides on the back of your car the whole time.
The weaponsmith guy, yeah.
He's a mechanic. He's a Blackfinger.
Yeah.
But he is in it. There's like a cameo.
Huh.
And he looks different. He doesn't look the same nasty hunt, but it is the past, so.
Nice. Nice.
He's not quite the nasty hunchback yet.
Yeah. I just love that all these movies have a continuing like lore that makes sense and builds on it, and even the video game matches up.
It's lore, but it's not completely beholden to it.
Yeah.
It's they can play with it within the the confines of the
Also, I never hear Mad Max fans complaining about canon or whatever as much as Star Wars fans.
Oh yeah,
because
and in this day and age, you got to find yourself a franchise that nobody else likes, so nobody can ruin it for you. And that's where I'm at with Mad Max right now.
All right, well, hey, let's take a break here real quick, and then when we get back, Josh, do you have more check-ums?
Oh, I've got plenty.
We'll come back with another check-em, and then we'll get into some news.
You're traveling through another dimension. A dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind. A journey into the wondrous land whose boundaries are that of imagination. That's the signpost up ahead. Your next stop? Long Play. I invite you to join me Friday nights at 11 and Saturday afternoons at 3 as we venture into the Album Zone.
We are back from the break. I know this is the part where we would normally jump straight into our news, but Josh has another thing to talk about. Josh, what are you going to talk about?
Hey, remember, back when we were kids in the late 80s and early 90s, and there was, a cartoon for everything?
Yes.
You know that nostalgic feeling you feel about them?
Oh, of course.
Well, a lot of them are on Tubi.
Okay.
Including a lot of ones I didn't even know existed.
All right.
So I went through and tried to watch a bunch.
They're not as good as you remember, are they?
Nope, and I could barely get past the first episode on a lot of them.
This would be a great YouTube video essay, like
yeah.
top 5 cartoons that aren't as good as you remember.
Yeah. All right, so let's go through the list. I'm curious to see how many I can remember because I'm a bit of a connoisseur
of bad cartoons,
of bad old cartoons.
All right, so I found one I'd never heard of called Fairy Tale PD. Or Fairy Tale Police Department?
No, never heard of that one.
Yeah.
So, it's animated. It is ugly. It is an ugly show. It is horrible. It is so cheap and bad looking. Anyway.
Well, it's on Tubi. Of course it's going to be bad.
I just keep thinking about Fish Police.
Yeah, Fish Police. At first I thought you were going to say Fish Police.
No.
All right. Yeah, go ahead.
It's called like Fairy Tale PD, and you have these two normal people. They go to Fairy Tale Land to be police officers. And the first episode is getting back the magic wood that would become Pinocchio.
Okay. All right. So it's that movie Bright.
Kinda. Yeah.
I don't know if I was doing this.
Or Fables or The Wolf Among Us or that whole universe.
Yeah, if I was in charge of this cartoon, it would just devolve into an X-Files parody.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what it is?
No. I mean, God, it's so bad. The opening is bad. The jokes don't land. The voice acting is absolutely horrendous. It is. That show sucked.
It's bad enough that I can't find it on IMDb because I wanted to look and see if there were any like regular voice actors on it.
Just the most unknown Canadians they could find, probably.
Oh, probably.
More than likely. Fairy Tale Police Department. Okay. 2001. Okay, so this would have been a little bit after our cartoon watching, but gotcha. I mean, it has a Wikipedia page. It is Australian-German production. Gotcha.
Yep. It's
Okay.
bad. It's a bad show. I did not like it.
It sounds not great.
No,
and
it was terrible.
I do not recognize a single voice actor on this. In fact, the main character, Johnny Legend, his voice actor doesn't have a clickable link to his name, so he might it might have been the only thing he
jobber.
did. He's a jobber. Yeah. Okay, so next.
Oh, wow, you're right. It is ugly.
I know.
It's bad.
It's horrible.
It's real bad. Okay, next one.
Sherlock Holmes in the 22nd century.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Wait,
It's terrible, but it's
I
good
remember
stuff.
watching it when I was a kid.
they are Mulder and Scully.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, they basically. Yeah, that's what I saw when I looked it up. Yeah.
Except the girl is very British.
Oh,
Yeah.
British Gillian Anderson. It
Yeah,
works.
that's fine. That'll work. But yeah, okay.
Sherlock Holmes in the 22nd century. Mm-hmm. Oh, there's a running theme for all these shows. They all have absolutely terrible opening theme songs.
Oh,
They're all stinkers.
bummer.
Because most of them are just repeating the title of the show with a little bit of a beat.
Try to drill it into you.
Oh yeah,
This is what you're watching.
That's what Sherlock Holmes was like. Sherlock Holmes in the 22nd century. Stuff flashing, stuff going on.
Go to KB Toys and buy the action figure.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Super fighting robot Mega Man. 50 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, Sherlock Holmes in the 22nd century. Slightly better of a hook.
The animation's a little bit better, right? They're kind of slender, almost like it's not Aeon Flux or
No, not even close.
or Phantom 2049 or whatever, but it is similar to that, right? They're they're thinner. Like it's more stylized.
Yeah. It's going for a comic booky look.
Oh yeah. So basically, the whole show starts at the beginning with Sherlock Holmes and Watson on a vacation. Moriarty tricks Watson in disguise to go leave Holmes somewhere at the Reichenbach Falls, and they get in a fight and they fall over the falls. And then through narration, it's like, well, Holmes survived. Moriarty didn't. Holmes eventually lived on to die of old age, but then they put his body in a vat.
Like you do.
Yeah.
See, here I thought you were going to say he and Moriarty fell through a time hole at the bottom of Reichenbach Falls.
They went through the time tunnel.
Moriarty is frozen in a block of ice behind the falls.
Captain America. Nice. All right.
And a crime spree starts happening in New London, or future London, or whatever it is.
Mace London.
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And the main female detective of New Scotland Yard,
Which is what Scotland Yard's sign says now.
Yeah.
New Scotland Yard, for real.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's this crime wave, high tech crimes going on, kind of Batman Beyond.
We
Space
gotta,
crimes,
We
yeah.
gotta get pickled Sherlock Holmes out to solve all these.
She on one of these thought she saw Moriarty. Moriarty shouldn't be alive. There's no way.
Let me guess. She is a descendant of Watson.
No.
Oh.
Her robot is named Watson.
Oh, that's...
Which is a real robot now.
Yeah.
At least an AI.
It seems like they're taking all of the obvious ideas that would have worked better, deciding to not do it, but it makes it worse.
And then the robot reads a bunch of old Dr. Watson's journals and basically takes on Watson's personality.
Oh,
This guy seems pretty cool. I'm gonna be him.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Okay.
But and then they unthaw and slightly de-age Sherlock to his prime.
We need prime Sherlock for this one.
Mm-hmm.
And then he takes her to the falls. It's like, there's no way he's alive because I left him here. And they go through the falls, and there he is in a block of ice.
They do the Scooby-Doo. I'm glad that he's in there and we're out here.
Yes. All right. Do you have any other cartoons?
Oh God, yes.
Okay. Yeah. Well, let's rapid fire through them. Here we go.
Street Sharks.
Street Sharks is bad.
Bad doesn't hold up.
Oh, Jawsome.
Nope, it does not hold up.
It's Jawsome.
It is ugly. The theme song is terrible.
But Vin Diesel loves them.
Oh yeah, those toys were great.
Yes.
I owned them. They were fantastic.
Those toys are great.
Oh shoot, what else did I watch? I actually watched like a handful of episodes of Captain Simeon
Okay. Yeah.
and the Space Monkeys.
Yep.
It's cringe, but it's whatever.
Yep.
A lot of banana jokes, a lot of dumb stuff.
Oh yeah, low-hanging fruit.
Oh,
Low-hanging bananas.
Crap. What else did I watch? Oh,
Was there like Rambo and the Forces of Freedom or RoboCop the animated series?
Chuck Norris's Karate Commandos.
Yeah.
RoboCop is definitely on the list, but I didn't watch it.
Okay.
The Toxic Crusaders on there.
Toxic Crusaders.
But I didn't watch it.
Oh, that game's got to be coming pretty soon.
And they're working on an HD remaster
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
that's going to be released alongside the game.
Nice.
Yep. Lloyd Kaufman won't shut up about it on his social media.
I'm sure.
The Toxic Crusaders game looks better than the Power
It
Rangers
does.
one does.
No, it absolutely does.
Wah,
Yep.
wah,
Yep.
wah.
And the Power Rangers one doesn't look bad. It
It's
just
just- it
doesn't
looks
look
better.
as good as Toxic Crusaders.
Yeah. One looks like a cash grab and one looks like a passion project.
Yeah,
kinda
definitely.
different.
Gotta love that
Yeah.
stuff.
Yep. All right. Tell me one more cartoon and then we got to get into some of this news.
Oh, shoot.
This hot piping news.
Crud. I'd have to go back and look. I can't remember. That's like the extent is like everything was just so rough and bad.
I love bad old cartoons.
Well, Tubi is your place because they're there.
Yep. Oh, sure. Oh, yeah.
There's also a lot of gems on Tubi. Like I was kind of surprised on some of the stuff that's on there. Mm-hmm. Like I think I saw like Equilibrium might have been on there.
Oh yeah, they get some wild stuff.
yeah, they get
on
some
there.
like bangers, but
And then they also have every Asylum film you've ever
Yeah.
wanted to see.
And Full Moon Features.
Full Moon Features.
Some good
Yeah,
ones
some
in
Charles
there.
Band stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Gotta
I
watch.
think Castle Freak is on there.
Yeah, I think you're right. That's
Yeah.
a great movie.
It's a good movie though. Yeah.
It's
yeah.
got Jeffrey Combs and Barbara Crampton. You can't go wrong.
Yeah,
I mean,
but-
which one are you? Which movie are you talking about? Because they were in like 5 or 6
Yeah.
different movies.
also Jeffrey Combs plays like every maked up alien character in Star Trek.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he was like Doug Jones before Doug Jones was doing Doug Jones
he's
stuff.
also one of the greatest actors of our time. For his breakthrough role as Dr. Herbert West.
That's right. Yes. Also, the question in Justice League.
Yeah.
For real? He
Yeah.
was?
Yep.
Yeah.
I just remember that one episode when the Huntress is like flirting with him. It's like,
oh,
so
yeah.
what are you wearing? Trench coat?
Trench coat.
You're really bad at this. Orange socks. Yeah. I love Justice League and Justice League Unlimited.
That was a great show.
He also played basically H.P. Lovecraft on Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated.
Mystery Incorporated. Yeah. Yeah.
That's another thing. Tubi has like every Scooby-Doo thing ever.
That's awesome.
Like everything.
Even like Red Shirt Shaggy.
13 Ghosts?
Vincent Price. Yeah.
13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo
They had 13 Ghosts. I think they had Ghoul School.
with Vincent Van Ghoul.
I didn't see the Reluctant Werewolf though, and that's like a favorite of mine.
Oh, the movie?
Yeah, of like the red shirt Shaggy stuff.
I love that OKKO brings back the Ghoul School girls in an episode.
Yeah. OKKO brings back a lot of stuff.
They
and
bring
it's
back a
just-
lot of stuff,
And it
yeah.
was just, that show, we will never have anything like that ever again.
No.
It was too good. It was too perfect.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite things that Cartoon Network has
ever done.
Ever done,
The
ever.
Captain Planet episode was phenomenal.
The Captain Planet one, the Sonic the Hedgehog one, the Steven Universe one.
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't just Steven Universe because it was Garnet, it was Ben 10.
That was all, yeah.
Yeah.
There was a handful of them. I can't remember. God, OKKO was good. The ending was fantastic. Even though some of the twists were kind of seen from a long way away,
That's also kind of just the way the show is.
they still felt good. The payoff was still good.
I stand by that. If I ever met Ian Jones Quarty that created the show, I feel like we would get along very well.
Yeah, very similar.
I feel like there's a lot of similar interests and
Yes.
tastes there.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well,
Not to get parasocial.
yeah.
But if you're a fan of like superhero-esque like animation and references to things, watch OKKO. It's so good.
Okay, so last thing before we jump off of this, on Tubi, was there, and I'm going to have to say this very carefully because I tend to run through words and I can't do that on this title. Was there a cartoon called Cyber 6?
Possibly.
I've heard
Watch Cyber 6.
that's very
It
good.
is phenomenal. The theme song is not very good. Don't judge it on its theme song. But
lots of old cartoons have really bad theme songs.
But it is
even good ones.
It was an Argentinian comic book that Fox decided to make a short run cartoon of. And it was in the heyday of, we want to make another show like Batman, the animated series, that doesn't talk down to kids and is more for, not like for adults, but it is a much,
like for teens,
a slightly more mature cartoon.
Kind of like when Disney brought out Gargoyles.
Fox Kids made some wild swings.
Yeah.
Like when they did when they brought Sam and Max to cartoons.
Sam and Max is on Tubi too.
Yeah. But the main character of Cyber 6, named Cyber 6,
I vaguely remember this.
She looks kind of like a female version of the Shadow with the hat and the suit and stuff.
Yes.
And she is one of the earliest.
She wears all black.
Yeah,
I remember.
She wears all black.
She has like the big white hat. I remember.
She looks like Trinity from the Matrix with a wide brim hat and a cape.
I remember seeing pictures of her and thinking she was like a vampire hunter or something.
Yeah. Well, she's kind of a science vampire.
Okay.
That's kind of the conceit. She has to fight the villains to get their essence into vials to inject into herself, because she is also a creation of this thinly veiled Nazi scientist. They're in the main scientist is in Argentina, and he has a German accent. And in the comic book,
it's not veiled.
It's not veiled. It's very much, this is what he was doing. He was creating a super soldier program
to bring back everything.
Yes. But
all the Wolfenstein jokes.
Anyway, where I'm going with this is Cyber 6 is one of the earliest depictions of the trans lifestyle before it was a thing, because her secret identity is a male high school teacher named Adrian.
Okay.
And there's a whole romantic angle with another teacher at the school becomes super best friends with Adrian, the guy teacher,
but falls in love with
Cyber 6. And there is a lot of more in the comics than in the show, but there is a lot of Lucas, the guy, going, boy, I feel kind of weird when I'm around my friend, my good and manly friend Adrian.
Yeah.
Something.
Sorry. It reminded me of that episode of Futurama when Leela disguises herself as a dude and Zap Brannigan's like, Private Lemon, you fill me with feelings that are confusing.
Yes. It's like that if it wasn't a joke.
Well, yes.
Yeah, but no, if it's on there.
Okay.
You need to watch Cyber 6. It's only 16 episodes.
Okay.
It's very...
I think I can stomach 16 episodes of a show if it's good.
It's very good. It's very, very good. Especially there's a episode I think it's episode 8 or 9, and it has to deal with a werewolf woman.
Okay.
And she successfully turns Adrian's best friend plus Cyber 6's love interest into a werewolf man. And there's a whole...
It's a wolf.
It's almost a love triangle as much as it is I have to fight this werewolf woman.
Okay.
Yes.
You know, a show that I always wanted to watch, but I never got to, and I've heard it's very good? Mm-hmm. Symbiotic
Titan. Yeah, Symbiotic Titan was good. I haven't watched the whole series, but I've seen a couple episodes, and what I've seen of it is very,
and
very
from what
good.
I understand, 6 Below or whatever that show was called on Netflix, part of the whole Troll Hunter mythos thing, is like story beat for beat Symbiotic Titan.
But Symbiotic Titan is Robot Boy.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember watching it when it was on TV, but I don't remember anything about it. I remember liking it though.
It had like that.
Genndy.
It kind of had like that Total Drama Island style art style.
It's Genndy Tartakovsky, the Dexter's Lab guy. that did it. Well, Samurai Jack is probably
a little
Primal.
more.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Symbiotic Titan, the character is teenage Machine Man from Marvel Comics, essentially.
All right, cool.
Yeah, same kind of powers. Swiss Army body, basically, with extendo arms.
Speaking of Dexter, they just recently put out like the entire series and the movie on DVD and like a box set.
Whoa, that's awesome.
Yeah.
There's a movie?
Yeah, Ego Trip.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
It was a TV movie.
I never knew that. Huh.
I know I've seen it. I don't remember it, but I remember it being very good.
Huh.
and like Dexter teams up with himself from different points in time, kind of thing.
I never saw that. I didn't even know it existed.
Now you know.
Yeah.
And knowing is half the battle.
Yeah.
G.I. Joe.
But part of me really wants that Dexter box set. 'Cause that was one of my favorite cartoons when I was a kid.
Dexter was one of the best of
physical
that,
media,
of
man.
that
Yeah.
early
Digital media is getting cut and cut and cut and cut.
and expensive.
Yeah.
It's either disappearing or it's unaffordable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, news.
We don't have a lot of time for news, but we're going to jump into
A lot
it
of these are
anyway.
quick hits, though. A lot of these are quick hits.
Here is the news. Do we get the most negative one out of the way because we can't talk about it too much because this is a positive show?
Yeah, sure.
For families.
Let's dunk on Dr. Disrespect.
Dr. Disrespect is or was
He's on an extended vacation.
extended
right now.
vacation, but
He's on suspension with pay.
he is a Twitch streamer, media personality that primarily does Call
of Duty
games, and he recently has gotten himself into some hot
He
water.
wears a big fake mullet.
Yeah, big fake mullet,
Big
stupid
sunglasses.
stupid mustache.
Yep.
And is like just the worst human being.
Yeah, well, I want to get out in front and say I've never liked
Same.
this guy. He's always given me
Bad
bad
vibes.
vibes.
I've never cared for his content.
The only time I saw him was on the Game Awards a few years ago when he won some award, and he gave me instant like
This guy's a douche.
He
gross
was like
dude vibes.
whatever their influencer of the year thing, and it's always somebody you've never heard of.
Yeah, well, it's the one that Iron Mouse won.
Yeah,
last year.
except for when it's Iron Mouse, which I did know of, and she absolutely deserved.
Sure, but anyway, he has gotten himself into some hot water because he was caught sending inappropriate messages to an underage fan
On Twitch.
on their Twitch whisper system, which Twitch moderators can look at, and those messages don't disappear. So it's not like he was.
And
I don't know.
It was at a big time when Twitch actually had competition in
Yes.
Mixer.
Mixer.
And they
Oh,
were-
yeah,
they
when
did-
Microsoft tried to make Mixer a
Yeah,
thing.
they didn't want him to make Twitch look bad, so they banned him and didn't explain why. Never said anything. They covered it up.
He's been banned multiple
Yeah.
times for different things.
They covered it up, and it just now recently came out. This is why. This is why he got banned, was because he was, and he owned up to it in like the crappiest
worst
message
way
I'd ever
possible.
seen.
Yeah.
trying to act like it's not a
It
big
was like
deal.
2 days ago. Yeah.
Yeah,
At least he didn't play a ukulele.
true. But it was like, no pictures were exchanged, and we didn't meet up. It's not a big deal. And it's like, no,
Yo,
dude,
it is a big
still
deal.
is
It's-
kind of a
it's
big
still a
deal.
big
This
deal.
is the kind of stuff that Chris Hansen would grab people
Have
for.
a- have a seat.
Exactly.
Have a seat.
Yeah, have a seat
Have a
right over
seat.
here, Doctor
Have a seat.
Disrespect.
Yeah. But no, and his
It's not Poggers.
No.
Not Poggers, bro. Not Poggers, bro.
I'm sorry, that just got me.
That was good.
That got me.
That was good.
Oh man, I haven't thought about Poggers in a minute.
But no, he's been dropped by his talent agency,
Yeah,
whatever
whatever company
the
he
one that
co-founded.
He co-founded.
Yeah, well, yeah, he had a game development company that he was in charge of. Not anymore. He's
Not anymore. Not
And
anymore.
YouTube has demonetized his entire channel.
Good. He is getting exactly what he deserves, and I don't.
If not more. I hope more.
I don't typically like to see the downfall of people, but you do a bad thing, you get
What's the old
punishment
adage?
for it.
What's the old adage? Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, let's move on to some better things.
Let's get the Marvel stuff out of the way.
Marvel stuff out of the way. Yes.
So they have come out and said that the Fantastic Four movie that is coming out is a period piece, which we already knew takes place in the 60s.
They had heavily hinted at it before.
Through the art and everything. Heavily hinted it as a period piece. But now they are also saying it's possibly a alternate reality or a parallel universe.
And that drastically drops my interest in the thing because
the thing.
there's actually a funny story about the thing in this movie I'll get to in a sec.
I think I know what.
Yeah, you probably do. No, I don't care much for multiverse stories. I think they can be done well, but I think the Marvel universe, MCU,
It's gotten too fat with it.
has done it to death.
Oh yeah.
And I'm ready for the crossovers again. I'm ready for mainline universe stuff.
They're gonna fold all these universes into one.
I know they will, but
I feel like that's what Deadpool is doing. Deadpool is pulling all the strings together.
it could be.
And that could be. But I don't know. I'm just tired. I'm burnt out on parallel universe, multiverse.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of tired in general.
Of MCU, yes. I'm historically been on the long
I'm not even fully caught up on the MCU, and I'm already tired.
Same. But
I think they are doing a good job not making anything right now.
this year is good.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Disney said they're like, we're going to cut back on the Marvel stuff a little bit, and we're definitely cutting back on the Star Wars stuff a little bit.
And then they're going to double down and go crazy next year.
I
Probably.
know it's going to be the next
Every third film.
I think the Acolyte has been decent.
Yeah.
Everything I've seen from people that aren't people that I want to like dunk their heads in a toilet.
Respect their opinions.
That I respect their opinions. The Acolyte is good.
Yeah. I don't think it's super great, but it's good.
I've seen some pretty funny jokes about the Master though. Like people calling him like Darth Slipknot and Darth Teeth.
Nice.
I haven't watched the latest one yet, so I don't know.
This character was introduced a few episodes ago.
We didn't actually see the Master until last episode.
Well, with the mask with the teeth and stuff on it.
Did it have teeth on it?
Yeah, it's got teeth. It's got a weird, crazy smile on it.
I didn't even notice the teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like a zipper mouth. Some people call it a gimp mask.
Okay, fair enough. Anyway, some other things. Superhero movies.
Yes.
They've been releasing many behind-the-scenes shots of Superman Legacy, the upcoming DC
You know what?
EU.
Superman is not even like one of my favorite characters, but this actually looks good.
It looks great. The costume looks good. The characters in the shots are very clearly and easily recognizable. It looks great.
It looks like
They
it looks
brought
like
back
Superman.
the undies.
Yes.
They brought back the undies.
It was very important that they give him the little red undies. It's important
it
to
breaks
his
up the
character.
costume.
Yes.
It breaks up, yeah. It's visually distinctive, yes.
When they first did that in the New 52, I hated it.
They made him look like underoos.
It says we're gonna have a little bit of fun here.
Yeah.
Like we're a superhero. But we're gonna have a little bit of fun with these little red undies.
That very first poster they ever put out of Superman
getting
Legacy.
dressed or whatever?
Yeah, like him putting his boots on with like a big laser going on in the background.
Yeah.
That told me exactly what I needed to know. This was going to be a fun Superman movie.
This Superman is kind of a goof. Superman
is supposed to be a goof.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be a goof. He's supposed to be kind of, for all of his power and strength, he's supposed to be the most down-to-earth guy you've ever met.
He's supposed to be like a charming himbo.
Yeah, he's an innocent, like kind of gullible,
a little bit
nice guy.
Yeah.
And that's what gets him in trouble a lot.
Yeah.
He's a farm boy living in the city.
Yeah,
trying to fit in the city.
He wants to see the best in everyone all the time.
Yep.
Even people he doesn't like.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, it looks great. And they showed like a headshot of all of a lot of the supporting characters. What I'm excited for, and this is a stupid thing to be excited for, it's not just Perry White and Jimmy Olsen and Lois Lane. They're bringing in the secondary and tertiary reporters. Steve Lombard, the stupid dumb jock sports writer. Cat Grant is going to be there.
Hey, what one got nuked by Darkseid in Justice League, and it was like a big emotional thing.
Did they kill Jimmy Olsen?
Well, Jimmy Olsen got shot at the beginning of Justice League.
This guy was kind of abrasive, and he was like, you can get out of here, and like Darkseid nukes him, and that
was Steve Lombard.
Okay, and that's what gave Superman his like, I don't know, his like Super Saiyan like moment where he just like snapped. He's like, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna beat the living tar out of you now.
I believe Steve Lombard is in My Adventures with Superman too.
Yes, yeah.
Which is
I need to watch that. I need to watch that.
It's so good.
Yeah, I've seen a couple episodes of it. I haven't finished the whole first season.
I put it on my...
It got picked up for a second season, by the way.
It's
on its second
season.
Well, then it was its third season. It's been picked up for another season is what
it's a good show, and I'm glad it's succeeding because it was very clear they had no idea what to do with it. Like,
Yeah.
it used to air at like midnight on Adult Swim, and it's not an
It's not
Adult Swim show. It's not a straight kids show, but it's not an adult show either.
Yeah. It's in that 8 o'clock p.m. kind of
Yeah.
slot. Yeah, that transitional period between kids' cartoons and Adult Swim.
Something like a Futurama would fit into.
Yeah.
It's a little less spicy than a Futurama,
I
but-
know.
Yeah. All right, last thing, and I'm just going to mention this quick because it's a quick news item and it's dumb. They're making Shrek 5 and a Donkey spin-off movie.
They've said a long time ago they were going to do a Shrek 5, and I kind of like just chalked it up as, well, at this point it was never going to happen.
It's happening.
It feels like it's going to happen now.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Shrek recently has had a resurgence in pop culture mentions. There's been a lot of collaborations. Crocs just had some ugly shoes that came out.
The people that watched it when they were babies are now old enough to want to
Make memes.
to meme on it.
Yeah. I am not excited for a Donkey movie.
No, that sounds awful.
No, that sounds terrible.
You can't-
It's like the Minions. It's terrible.
You can't turn a comedy relief character into a successful main character. I mean, it has happened a couple of times, but for the most part, can't be done.
Puss in Boots has more personality than Donkey, and that's why the Puss in Boots movie work.
Yes.
Donkey is the most annoying character in the entire franchise. On purpose.
Well,
Yeah.
because Puss in Boots, even though he was a secondary character, he was an active secondary character. Donkey is a passive secondary character.
Stuff just happens to Donkey.
Donkey doesn't do things. Things happen to Donkey and he reacts.
Yeah. He's like Scooby and Shaggy.
You need a proactive character to push the story.
Unless it's a prequel movie where Donkey was previously owned by another proactive fantasy character.
Or the one theory suggests Donkey was one of the kids from Pleasure Island.
That is another theory.
See, that's an idea. That would be a movie. Like, have him be a real boy.
Real boy
or a grown man who goes to Pleasure Island or whatever.
and gets donkified.
But then how sad is it that he's been stuck as a donkey for like 500 Shrek movies and hasn't told anybody about it?
Yeah.
But also, to be fair, when they have the Love's True Form, whatever potion in Shrek 2, he does become a white horse. So he probably is equine in origin.
Or he just loved horses.
The real horse girl.
He's like, yeah, Donkey's a real horse girl.
Calm down, Loki. That's a Norse mythology reference.
Oh, yeah, no, I get it. All right, and that's it. We have hit time for the show. We are going to go ahead and wrap things up. You have been listening to Nerd Overload. Thank you very much for tuning in. You can find us each and every day over at nerdoverload.com.
You can find us on our socials, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, support our Patreon, links.nerdoverload.com.
You can shoot us an email at staff@nerdoverload.com or give us a call on the Nerd Overload hotline. The number for that's 419-561-5556. Leave us a message and we'll play it on the show.
I'm still waiting for people to tell me what things I've gotten wrong, and I'm going to assume until someone tells me what I've gotten wrong
That you're right?
Everything I've said has been 100% factual, even the contradictory stuff. You can find all of our back episodes on various podcast apps, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube.
I just want to say, if I said something wrong, a wizard did it.
Yeah, there you go. Finally, I'd like to thank Parker for helping us out over at the Facebook page and David Pencil for our intro and outro. Again, thank you all for tuning in, and we will be back next week. Josh, I want you to say it.
Say the line, Josh.
Say the line, Josh.
Pete's out.
Yeah, there it is.